This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey, this is Titan Troy, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and CastBox. Sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J. And it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Zayden, Troy.
Hello.
How are you, Troy?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What do you got coming up next?
Well, we got a FTC auto grappling, the school that I trained at, and trained by Bobby Blaze. We have a show called Christmas Chaos on December 10th.
Oh, so very soon.
It's very soon, yes. I'm excited. It's me and my tag partner, which you guys know, Brox Boulder.
Yes. Shout out to Brox.
And it's us tagging against a couple of guys who've been with us for a little while. They think they're ready for us. Grappling Inc. is our tag team name, by the way. It's another plug. And they think they're ready, so we're excited to have the show.
Alright, and how can we find you on social media?
You can get a hold of me on Instagram and Twitter. I try to get a hold with my fans as best I can. If I'm not receptive, I'm sorry. I'm usually busy, but it's Tope Titan Troy, and on both of them, they should pop up real quick.
And you don't need to go looking for those. All of the links for his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and CastBox. Oh, and you have pro wrestling tees as well.
Yes, I'm trying to get more shirts on that. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get that stuff loaded onto that. But yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com/Titan Troy.
Alright, and that will be in the description of the video below as well. Alright, let's get into it. You work for FTC. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
So I started with FTC about 2 years ago, when I started my wrestling journey. And I started when, in 2018, I went to one of those shows, and I fell in love with it. I thought, this is an amazing place to be. They have great talent, and they continue today with great talent. And when Joe Pace, the promoter, started auto grappling, I said I was the first to pop on. So me and FTC's relationship is strongest because I know they have a great roster. They bring in great shows, and it's really sorry, I'm a little tired. It's a good environment.
Definitely, it does seem like it's more than just a wrestling promotion. It does seem like there is like a close-knit family.
Yeah, it is. A lot of us, we stick by each other, and even if you don't stick with us for a long time, you have that bond. I have friends who've been on a show here and there, and then they move away. Well, they still have a place in FTC.
Now, can you tell us about your partner in Grappling Inc., Brox Boulder?
Yeah, so Brox started in auto grappling about the same time as I, and we never really thought at the beginning was, oh yeah, we could be a tag team. We always thought, let's just get better. Let's just perfect our craft. And sometime down the line, we just really had a good chemistry. In the ring and out of the ring, he's always stuck by me. For these past 2 years, he's always had my back, and he's really pushed me to being a better wrestler. But when we started Grappling Inc., he was with someone else at the time with Grappling Inc. Then they left, so he had me come on, and we've had just great chemistry through the entire time. We've had a few matches, not too many, but we're still starting to gain a foothold in the tag team part of wrestling.
Right, and I mean, obviously, Bronx is the guy that waves the FTC flag, and he's definitely the I wouldn't say the face, but definitely the heart of the company. No.
I would believe so. I always tell him, I say, people come in and they help us put on a show, but I think when he's on a show, he brings a new energy, a new vibe to it. He is the auto grappling champion that we have, and I think as much as he's kept that going, as much as he's kept he's kept FTC going for so long, I think he is one of the best guys FTC has. Just because his mind for the business, his athleticism, and just his all-around professionalism.
What's a pet peeve about Bronx that you just don't understand?
Pet peeve. Oh, I know, because I know he's going to come back and watch this. It will probably be his silly dad jokes. Or his ridiculous pickup lines.
Okay, now you gotta tell us which one that really sticks out to you, dad joke and pickup line.
As a pickup line? Oh, man. I'm trying to be one that's a little family friendly.
You don't have to be. We're not restricted by anything.
Well, yeah, but I like this one. I like this one that he's done. He has one that says, "Hey, do you know how much a polar bear weighs? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Troy."
And that's how you met your new wife.
So any of you single listeners, use that.
Is there a dad joke that really stuck out of your mind?
A dad joke?
Yes.
This one the other day, he said the police took his dog for too many barking tickets. Oh, he's gonna have a heyday when he listens to this.
Alright, continuing, with your tag team, you recently wrestled a handsome Nick, Hammrick and Zayden Cain. Can you tell us about that match?
Yes, so that match was that was interesting because that was actually me and his first tagging together. He had the other guy, and this was the first one. I was also the first one in FTC. So that one was interesting. That was the first time me and him has ever. Actually, it was the first time me and him has ever wrestled Zayden Cain. It's also the first time that I've wrestled Nick Hammrick. It was interesting. just because we didn't know what to expect, nor did they. And I thought we brought out something in both of those guys. I think and also they brought out something in us. I always thought that was interesting. That was one of my favorite matches, just because it was a new experience.
Right, and it's when you start out, obviously there's a lot of repetition and repetitiveness, but there is also those new experiences that you want to get for those learning experiences. No.
Right. I'm a big fan of repetition, just because to get good at something you have to repeat. So I'm always telling the guys and some of my wrestling friends, get out there and try things. Now, it's not saying go out there and just absolutely destroy yourself. Get out there and try things that will work, and try and wrestle people that you think you could bring something out of them and they could bring something out of you. I always believe that if you wrestle good wrestlers, you have good matches, and two, they make you better.
Oh, for sure.
So far, when I wrestle people like Zayden and Nick and Brox and people like that, I always feel good after, whether I win or lose, because it made me a better wrestler, and it teaches me something. It teaches me how to perfect my craft.
All right. Now, can you tell us, where did Mizery take you after your match?
I don't quite know. I was a little bit, dazed.
Right.
But I woke up. Maybe he took me to the pumpkin house. It was right across the road. I feel like the pumpkin house is someone he would enjoy.
Okay. But I mean, Mizery seems like he's more of a staple of that that region. What was it like wrestling him?
So it was interesting because he's such a big dude, and he's got such a ominous presence to him. You don't get in there and talk to you. He just kind of stares at you like a beagle, looking at a piece of cheese. I feel like he could use a hug. I just don't want to be the one to hug him, because I feel like he'll break my bones. But I'm sure someone could give him a hug. I'm sure maybe Brox will do it. Brox a hugger.
Well, unfortunately, I do know a guy that would absolutely hug him. Bobby, if you're listening, book Love Dog against Mizery.
Yeah, give him a good old hug.
Yes. That would be a fantastic tag team, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, no, you don't have to, answer this next one if you don't want to. Can you tell us about, Freddie Phillips?
Yeah, so that was my great-grandfather, and he passed away last year, unfortunately.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. But I grew up watching wrestling with him, and he always made fun of it to an extent. You know how the old timer grandfather, they'd be like, "Oh, look at that! I just grab him and twist him around and all that." And But when I told him I was starting the training and I was wrestling, he'd make some jokes and stuff, but he did his best to go to every show. So when he went to my first show, he loved it, and he told everybody about me. He wouldn't stop talking. I've never heard this man. I've never heard this man, and not preach, but just revel about someone. You know, he never was talked to people like that. He was always like, oh yeah, they're pretty good at this and stuff. But when he told people about me, he was always very proud of me, and I like to think that I'd still do it now. I still wrestle now in honor of him, and I think I'm doing good. I think I'm making him proud.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that with us. Now,
Yeah, no problem.
now, you did go to a WWE event last January. You saw the GOAT at right now, Roman Reigns. What does it? What does seeing, obviously the biggest star in today's pro wrestling for tell you about your professional wrestling career?
I would say, just looking at him, he has made himself something. He has shown people that he can do this. And I know some people say, "Oh, he can't wrestle. He can't do this. He can't." But he's doing it. He's one of the top guys in this industry. And some people would say, "Oh, yeah, they're just forcing him down your throats." Well, and the thing with reality is, he's here for a reason. So I kind of look at that and think, for my wrestling career, is if people didn't want to come see me, they wouldn't by now. Now, when I'm on a show, when people see me, they like me, and if they don't know me, I make it out of my way to make sure they do know me. I go in there and I do what I do. I wrestle in front of these people, and I make it fun. I make it entertaining. I make wrestling watchable, and I'm not trying to say that as an ego or cockiness. It's, I want people to see me. I want my matches to be watchable, because if no one's watching it, what's the point of doing it?
No, absolutely. And I mean, that's a great, mentality to have that I don't necessarily see that a lot of people do have nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen some people, they just kind of do this stuff for weekend stuff. They're like, just for fun, and that's fine and all. But when I'm trying to get better, and you just want to mess around, well, then that's no good. I think I'll do what I can to help you get better if you really want to put in the effort. But it works both ways. You got to push me, I got to push you.
Right.
And if you don't want me to push you, then let me know, and I'll push someone who wants that challenge, who wants to get better.
Is the main stage WWE the goal?
I don't know if WWE is the main goal. I mean, if it happens, awesome. I mean, I'm okay if I ever went to Ring of Honor or AEW, or if I ever went over to Japan. Whoever's willing and wanting to see Titan Troy, I might try to make that happen. Because I don't, as much as people's like, oh, I do it for the money. I do it for the fans. I do it for me. I do it because this is a business that I love. This is something that I can't see myself doing. I can't do anything else. This is all I know.
Alright. That brings us to our next segment. Titan Troy's Bizarre Adventure. Your pro wrestler that goes down the roads and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh man, a bizarre encounter. Oh man. Well, I remember going down to WrestleCade last year, which I'm going this year too. Starting on Friday, I'm heading down to WrestleCade, and I went down last year. And I went down there last year, and we all went to this pizzeria. And a buddy of mine, we was all sitting there. We had a little bit to drink, so that might cause some issues. But we was all drinking a little bit, and we went to this pizzeria, Brothers Pizzeria. And if you ever go down Winston-Salem, North Carolina, go to Brothers Pizzeria. Best pizza I ever had. And we were sitting in there, we ordered our pizza, and this woman comes in, and she's yelling at the servers. She's yelling at them about something. I don't remember why. My buddy goes, I got this. He goes up to her, and he just goes, Sir, I'll buy you a pizza. She looks over, sees him, and he's a tall dude, looks up, and just says nothing. So she finally, and we was over in the corner just dying. We couldn't help but laugh. So she leaves. She didn't get a pizza. And we leave, we get our pizza, we go back to the hotel, we eat, and we just laugh. We just could not stop laughing. But that's one bizarre story. I have some, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. Other than the usual, just road trip jokes or just stuff that we come up with.
Yeah, if you got more to share, I'd love to hear.
Okay. I got one more, and when they listen to this, they may be mad at me about telling it, or they may be funny. It's a 50-50. I'll take the odds. So, I won't give names because I want nobody to get them in trouble. But we was going down the road. We was going to a show, so we decided to play a little road trip game. Name the wrestler and an injury. So I'd say John Cena. Torn pec. You would say Enzo Amore, concussion. Well, we go to one of my buddies, and he thought, and this might be in bad taste, he said Owen Hart dead, because apparently being dead is an injury. I don't know if we can consider that. I don't know what I made up the rules myself, and I didn't know how to pick it. So I picked it was an injury.
Well, I mean, technically it's an injury you can't come back from.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's an injury because I don't know if you can heal.
Well, we need a Victor Frankenstein to help with that.
Yeah, I mean, let's take PCO's gimmick and put it into that term and figure it out.
Alright. Interesting. Now, you did get some training by Jillian Hall, correct?
Yeah, so I was trained by Jillian Hall the first 6 months of AOG. Bobby Blaze came in, so we had both of them. And then last year, Jillian Hall moved away, so I have Bobby Blaze now. So, yeah, and having both of them was tremendous. I'm happy that I was able to work with both Jillian and Bobby because they both had different philosophies and they both worked. So they was able to help me gain a foothold in who Titan Troy was going to be.
And that's awesome because, it's great to have dueling philosophies because just having one opinion, I mean, it's good, but you always want that second opinion, right?
Yeah, I even do that still. Like I'll think of something. I'll say, "Hey, Bobby, what do you think of this?" And Bobby will tell me, and I'm like, "Okay." So I'd figure some stuff out, and then if Bobby's busy helping another student or something, I'll do something, and I'll look at Brox or look at Joe or look at some of my friends and go, "Hey, what do you guys think of this?" And they go, "Well, I like this, but won't you try it like this?" So I work on some stuff, and it's nice to have different opinions of wrestling because my opinion or my philosophy on wrestling is going to be different from anyone else's because I think different than everyone else. I have friends who do comedy wrestling, so they may do stuff that stuff works for them, and their stuff is awesome. I like it. It's fun. But it's not like what I do. I have people who like to do the deathmatch stuff. I like watching some of it. Sometimes sometimes it goes too far. I don't really want to be in one, but I appreciate you doing it. So everyone's philosophy is different. So I like to take bits and pieces from each style and each philosophy and incorporate it into my own.
So we're not going to see Deathmatch Troy with the light tubes and the thumbtacks?
A deathmatch Titan. Doesn't that sound like a new shirt? I can't say no, because never say never. You never know when the opportunity arises. I'm sure I've done a hardcore match, and it was rough, but I don't know, never say never.
Now, back to Julian Hall. Did she teach you any good karaoke?
I'm sure she tried to throw some stuff here and there, but I'm not this isn't a singing voice. I'm not a big singer or dancer for that matter, so well, she probably did better than I would if I was trying to sing and dance. She probably benefited more than I will.
Fair enough. Alright.
I think she was a better wrestler than she was a singer.
I think we could all agree on that. Now, can you tell us about your opinion on Jock Sampson?
Ooh, the GOAT Jock Sampson. So Jock Sampson, as much as he is the king of the one night stands, and sometimes you don't want to be around him, he has an eye for this business. I can't say anything too bad about him because he knows what he's doing in that ring. He knows what he can bring. Like I said, people who can challenge you and push you, you can push them. I think he's one of those people that can push anyone. I think he is one of the best around here.
Wow, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about him ever on this show.
Well, I give credit where credit's due. If you're a good wrestler, I'll give you credit. But maybe he should stop buying from Baby Gap.
And that's not the first time that we've heard that comment about him.
I've had my family members, they come up to me and go, "Why is he dressed like Baby Huey?"
Alright.
So, but great wrestler.
Alright. Can you tell us what BBN at McDonald's is?
BBM
BBN.
at McDonald's?
Yeah, when you order chicken nuggets, you say BBN, and I cannot find the tweet
That
for the life of me.
I don't know. I usually don't get chicken nuggets. I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, well I'll try and find the tweet, and we might come back around to that. Can you
Oh
tell us?
gosh.
Could you tell us about your love of The Last of Us?
Oh my god, that is one of my favorite video games. So, I'm a big fan of video games with really good stories. Because I suck at strategy games and, or video games for that matter. Except Mario Kart, Brox, I'm still want that one-on-one. And that's just one of those games that's just got such a good story, and I'm a big fan of zombies as it is, and when they threw those together, I was a huge fan, and I was a huge fan of the voice actors. Troy Baker that played Joel. I'm a huge fan of him.
Oh yeah.
I'm just a fan of The Last of Us as it is, and I know that like next year in January, I believe, they're going to come out with The Last of Us HBO series. Super excited for that. But yeah, it's just my favorite video game of all time.
How did you feel about part 2? Because I know a lot of people are 50-50.
That one's talk about controversy. It creates cash. It sure did. And so that one was, I liked it. I'm not keen on. I'm not going to throw spoilers if people still haven't played. Sorry. Also, if you haven't played, get on it. The beginning of, if anyone who's played the game that knows what I'm talking about, it came as a huge twist. It's one of those things that it goes 50-50. It's one of those, okay, this could go really bad or really good. And people, I think it went really good because it came up with a new story. It made people think, okay, so what now? What happens? Excuse me, to the franchise after part 2. So I think it was an interesting choice. I mean that to say the least. But it. Oh man, that's just controversial. I have it. I can look at it. I'm seeing my case of it right now, and it's just one of those games that if you're not just a diehard fan, you would absolutely just say, "What kind of crap was that?" It's like I don't know. It's like when they made. It's like cashing in the Money in the Bank and not winning, like Austin Theory. It's like cashing in and failing. It's just one of those. Oh man, I had all this momentum and I just lost it. But it's still like an interesting choice. I don't know. That's a weird question to me because it's hard to think about it. I like the story. I like the game. It's a really good game.
No, I get that. I personally could not wrap my head around why there was so much controversy. But because I know that a lot of people go 50-50 with it.
People got mad about it because what happened is, I like that character, and now I don't get to see that character more. It's because people just want to keep one thing. It's you can't have that character forever. At some point, something's got to go. Something's got to give.
No,
it's like watching it's an action, story-driven, scary zombie game. It's not Days of Our Lives. You can't just kill somebody and then bring them back. It's not. We don't work like that.
Right, and I kind of identify with that because I'm a big Halo guy, and in Halo 5, you didn't get to be Master Chief all that much. You were just other guy. And I didn't like being that other guy. I like being Master Chief when I play Halo. So I can
Right, it's
relate.
because you were so used to him.
Yes. I mean, you played
It's
with
one of those
you were with him for 4 games.
you're attached to this character. You don't care about this one.
Right.
It's one of the it's just it is. It's people when you're attached to something, you don't want to let it go.
Oh, for sure. Now, can you tell us about that rivalry with Brox Boulder at Mario Kart?
The rival.
The Mario Kart.
Which one is the Mario Kart? So, Brox Boulder thinks that he's the best Mario Kart player ever. But he thinks he can beat me. We really haven't had time to really play it. But he thinks he has a chance of beating me. I used to play Mario Kart up and down, riding the school bus. I used to play it on the Wii. I used to play it on Nintendo 64. I used to play it on every console. So Brox Boulder thinks he can beat me at Mario Kart. He is in for a rude awakening.
Well, as a Mario Kart guy myself, I would gladly take that challenge. There's not a lot of challenges that I would take, but if somebody challenged me to Mario Kart, I would gladly take that challenge because 9 out of 10 times I would probably win.
Well, that's just the deal you hand, you know. That's just one of those challenges that everyone takes. Some people's like, "Oh, I challenge you to a drinking contest." Well, I know I'm going to lose that. Well, maybe not me, but some people. Some people would think they would lose that because they can't handle it. But there's not a single person on this earth who says, "Oh, I can't lose Mario Kart." Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Someone could beat you.
Okay. That does beg the question: has Titan Troy ever watched Attack on Titan?
I have. I love Attack on Titan. So actually, when I was thinking of who Titan Troy should be before I was Titan Troy, I was thinking who can I be? So I was thinking of inspirations, and I was thinking of Attack on Titan. I had ideas for that. I was like, okay, I like the Attack Titan. It's this, go full force kind of character. It was a full force person who nothing could stop him. Even when you knock him down, he's back up. So I always thought that's what I am. No matter how hard you take me down, I'm always gonna get back up and keep going. So I always thought Attack on Titan was a big inspiration for me. I love the show.
Are you all caught up to the show?
I am not. I am still. I'm the last. I'm not. Haven't watched the last season. Just because I've been so busy and I just haven't had time. But I haven't watched the last one, so I'm just like one season away. I should probably refresh myself for the third season with the previous season. There's 4 seasons, right?
It's 4 seasons, but season 4 is broken up into 3 different seasons: Part 1, Part
Oh,
2, and Part 3. And only
gotcha.
Part 2 has been released as of now.
Okay, so I should probably just try to start from the beginning and work my way back up.
And there's a question there, and I can't ask it, but what did you think of the last season where there was the time skip?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I haven't seen that at all.
Okay, so you're at the part with the beach?
I don't even think I finished the 3rd season, honestly. I think I've watched a little bit of the 3rd, and then I completely got so sidetracked with work and wrestling and life that I don't even remember now. Honestly, it's been a while since I've watched Attack on Titan. But I just remember that I watched a few seasons. I just didn't remember where I'm at.
Okay, I got you. I'll stop asking questions about Attack on Titan to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, we have to do it on Titan Troy Part 2.
Absolutely. Alright, let's say they're making a movie about Titan Troy. It's going to be a big blockbuster budget. A lot of people are going to be signed on to do it. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on the Titan Troy movie soundtrack?
Ooh. Oh man, I would say. Oh man, first 3 songs or sounds would be. Well, I gotta throw in. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank of the band. It's My Way. Who sings My Way?
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Oh my gosh, yeah, My Way by Limp Bizkit. It'd have to be that way. It would have to be. Then it'd have to be Legends Are Made. And this one's calming, but I like it too much. It would have to be Through the Valley by Sean Dean. Not Sean Dean? No. It's called Through the Valley by Sean something. I can't remember his last name. But it's a really calm song. It's not really upbeat, but it's one of my favorite songs. I feel like it's just a nice song to me. Song James, yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's a calming song, but I guess you could put that in like the climax or something.
Okay. Solid 3 picks. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the Limp Bizkit song for sure.
Oh my! Listen, that song gets anyone pumped up.
Oh yeah. That was the song for WrestleMania 17, and I was watching it with my co-host, and he was like, "This wasn't the best Stone Cold Rock match," and I said, "Well, it didn't need to be the best match because just the build-up to the match was more."
Yeah, the build-up was great, and then the vignette they made. That's what gets you pumped up. Is just that whole way they put it together. That's my favorite Stone Cold package.
Oh yeah, and even he was like, you're right about that because everybody on the block wanted to see that match when it came out.
I still like that. That's a great match. Even if it's not the best, it's still a great match.
Oh no, absolutely. I feel the same way. It's my favorite match out of the saga. I mean, the one in 19 was probably better, but I just kind of like the 17 one a little bit better.
Right. I love it.
Alright, now that we got the soundtrack down, now everybody knows you get the soundtrack down before you do anything else in a movie, even write the script.
Forget the story. Just do the soundtrack.
Yeah, just have an awesome soundtrack. People will come. Alright, it's time to cast who plays Titan Troy. And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
It's because I'm a terrible actor. Oh man. Who would play me? I would have to say, if he beefed up a little bit, Elijah Wood.
Oh, sweet! I could see that.
But he'd have to pack on some muscle.
Because one does not simply walk into the gym.
Listen, he needs to get on. It needs to be a movie made by Disney / Marvel, and they always hire the best fitness coaches. Have you ever seen Chris Helmsworth and Tom Hall and all them? Listen, they are jacked. It's because they have the best fitness coaches. Elijah Wood needs to get on that.
Alright, And every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people in your movie, and who would play them? I feel like Brox has to be one of them, right?
Brox would definitely be in it. And I don't know who would play him. Oh, man. Just for comedy, and also just so I can have him yell at me later, make it Danny DeVito. I'm waiting for that remark by him. I'm gonna love it. And, okay. And then we got 2 more?
2 more.
I'll pick 2 more. Then we'll do... Well, you might as well do the, my trainer, Bobby Blaze.
Alright, sweet, Bobby.
I'm just gonna get his brother. His brother can play him. Does that count? I don't know if that counts.
No, it counts.
I'm gonna count it.
I mean,
It's my movie. I'll cast whoever.
Fair enough. That's fine. Alright, 1 more.
And then, well, we need a female, right? We always have to have a female in these movies.
I mean, there'll probably be a female, but I mean, you could cast whoever you want for whatever.
Well, he's got to have the hero's got to get the girl. So I'll pick my girlfriend will be the 3rd one, but who would play her? It would probably have to be, because she's, I don't know, let me think. She's a good-looking girl. I'm trying to think of an actress that's close to her. It's not many. We'll do... Well, if it's Marvel, we'll do Scarlett Johansson.
Alright.
Either Scarlett Johansson or Kirsten Wiig.
Okay. Alright. This sounded like a fantastic movie with a blockbuster cast.
Oh, it's gonna have a terrible script. Because I'm a big fan of B-rated movies.
Well, I think this one will be on the. This will be a blockbuster.
Straight to tube. Straight to DVD. Straight to DVD. It's going back to 8-track if it needs to be. I don't care.
Alright, pre-order the DVD now.
Awesome.
Well, where does your love of B movies come from?
There's an app you can get on like Roku. It's called Tubi.
Yes.
And I just like watching really B-rated movies because they're so bad they're funny. And I like to torment myself with really bad movies.
There's a lot of really bad, good movies out there.
My favorite B-rated movie, shocker, it's going to be a zombie movie. It's called Hide and Creep.
Don't think I've heard of that one.
Oh, it's great. If you want, you gotta check it out. There's also a sequel technically, but they don't really connect. There's no continuity. I think it's called A Few More Zombies. But same people make it. It's like Chuck Hotzell is the director.
Okay.
It's so bad, but it's so good.
The one that sticks out in my mind that I've seen recently was a movie called Jolt, and that was really bad.
Jolt.
In a good way. It's on Amazon.
Oh, I don't watch much on Amazon.
Neither
Have to
do
check
I.
it out.
Neither do I, but it was good. In a bad
I'll have
way.
to check it out.
Alright, we talked about The Last of Us, obviously a controversial subject. On to the most controversial subject of all time. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Ooh, I'm about to make a lot of people mad. I don't typically put it on my pizza, but I'm not against it. It's honestly not that bad, but I don't go out of my way to get it.
Okay.
Now, there's another thing, and I think I've heard that it's a thing in Ireland, and most people they don't think I'm weird. Corn on pizza.
Okay, I've definitely never heard of that.
You make it sounds weird, but when you was in high school, so when you got pizza for lunch, there was always a side of corn. Why not just put it together?
That's definitely interesting.
Listen, I used to have people make really disgusting pizzas just for fun. I put some weird stuff on pizzas.
Okay, well, corn is definitely interesting. What's the weirdest thing you've put on a pizza?
Pickles.
Okay, yeah. What's that texture like?
Honestly, you don't taste the pickle. It just has the texture of a mushroom.
Okay, I get that.
and I like to make people sick to their stomach.
Alright, what's your spirit Pokemon?
Oh, God. I don't know, there's like 1,000 of them already. Let's see. I'm a Spitfire, but I like to throw hands. Growing up, I always liked Lucario, and I'm a big fan of Lucario, so I'm going to say probably Lucario.
Alright. And we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for THUG? THUG.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to have so many people mad at me.
Would you like me to lay it down for you?
Lay it down for me, brother.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, because a thug can't spell.
I knew that. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
You know,
I'm gonna have so many.
only a handful of people have ever gotten it right on the show.
Well, I have so many buddies who've met Tracy Smothers. Obviously, I have Bobby Blaze, and I know Bobby Blaze is gonna listen to this and he go, "What don't you mean you didn't know that?" And he goes, "I'm sorry, Bobby."
And obviously we love Tracy as well. We're trying to keep the memory alive.
Absolutely.
Alright, and the weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview: would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual Rock.
Wrestling a Rock?
Yes.
Buddy, I live on a farm. We throw rocks over our shoulders on a daily basis. I could absolutely demolish a rock.
So you're saying you've already...
I'm a titan. I've already wrestled a rock. They're in my way. They're in my fields. I gotta get them out.
Well, just for context, there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that wrestled an actual Rock for over 15 minutes in a tungsten...
Did he win?
It's an Iron Man match that lasted for 2 weeks. And no, he did not win.
Ah.
Yeah. Maybe you need to give Psycho Mike a couple lessons.
He should have went out there with a piece of paper.
He did.
And it didn't work.
Well, you know, it was an Iron Man match, so he got the victory that one time, but then the Rock cut the paper afterwards, and you know.
So he needed an entire notebook. That's what he was mistaking.
Yes.
He needed multiple pieces of paper.
Oh.
Gotcha. It was Sledgehammer. That worked for Triple H for years.
I believe there was a Sledgehammer in that match.
Oh, he tried everything.
He tried everything. I mean, at the end of the day, it was 319 to 319.
Well, better next year.
Okay. Alright, on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I hope that I'm signed somewhere, obviously. But if not, I want to make the tri-state, more specifically this tri-state, the best wrestling in the industry. Now, take out the people who's on TV, take out the people who have contracts. I think, and maybe it's just because I'm biased, but this tri-state has some of the best talent to offer. So if I'm not signed, I want to be a part of that goal to make this tri-state the best possible wrestling it can be.
There's definitely more than a few hidden gems.
I've met a few.
Yeah. Alright, and what amount of people should go out of their way to see that shows off what Titan Troy is all about?
Say it again.
What's amount of people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what you are all about?
I would, for Titan Troy, I would say, honestly, go back and watch me and Brox Boulder's tag matches. You know, we've had a few. It's either those ones or in Catlettsburg, Kentucky, Titan Troy versus Jake Christ, the main event in the middle of a thunderstorm. That ring was flooded.
What is that like, wrestling in a storm?
Oh, it is slippery. It's really hard to do, but I was able to do some pretty cool stuff in that. And honestly, it was a little. It's hard to see. I couldn't see much. You know, you try to hit the ropes and there's water in your eyes, and you're just trying to move it around, and it was getting dark too, so the spotlights and stuff's on. You really can't see, so it was interesting. But like I said, it's one of those new experiences. I got to wrestle a big name, but I also got to wrestle in my first tsunami. So.
And I don't think that that's an experience a lot of people get to experience is, wrestling during a storm. I mean, obviously the Okada Suzuki match is maybe the best known match during a storm.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can go back to and be like, man, that was fun. Like, that was interesting. Like, it's one of those experiences, but it's something that you can look back to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the line and say, hey, I did that. What a crazy ride. What a crazy ride this journey's been.
Hey, and I'll put, I know of one match on YouTube that you had with Bronx as a tag team. I'll put that match in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that wants to see it after this interview. Alright, and since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of Doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Other than Brox Boulder, Huff Manley.
Worst wrestler.
Worst wrestler. Great Khali.
Your main event in WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Seth Rollins.
If you come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
It would have to be Edge's theme.
Which one?
Metalingus.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is
Not dead.
we would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash. Fruit or vegetable?
It's a vegetable. I live on a farm.
Well, you might live on a farm, but you are wrong. It's a fruit.
Ow. Oh, whatever.
It's a tomato logic.
That's I've had that discussion many times too. Tomato, vegetable.
Well, you're part of Squash Squad now, and that means a hell of a lot more.
Oh, I'd rather stick with grappling.
New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question: what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
I like to stay covered, so I'm not a big fan of trunks. So I like to do biker shorts. So no butt cheeks.
So full coverage.
Full coverage.
Full coverage.
Full gear.
And the main event, the last question, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Yes.
Okay, elaborate.
They knew I was a wrestler, and they knew I was a fan too. So they said, "Oh, what do you think about Darby Allin?" I gave my opinion. I think he's an interesting person. I think he has what he likes to do. Like I said, different ideas, and his ways ain't necessarily wrong. It's just he likes to do what he likes to do, and I like to do what I like to do. But I honestly, I don't hate the guy. I like watching him sometimes. Sometimes he does some cool stuff. Other times I wish he would stop. He's scaring me.
I think we could all agree on that. And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
No, thanks for having me.
Once again, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Tope Titan underscore Troy 218, or you can find me on Titan Troy underscore 218 on Twitter.
Right, and you don't even have to go looking for those links. They will be. Oh, and you have Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yes, I'm ProWrestlingTees slash Titan Troy. I'm doing my best to get more designs up.
Alright, and you don't need to go looking for those links. All of your links will be in the description of the video below, but underneath the taskbox, simply click the link and you will be in a new tab. You have no excuse. You've been listening to him for an hour. Buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, or on YouTube and Castbox. Join us tomorrow as we interview Aaron Williams. On the 14th, we have Shady Nitrous, and on the 21st, Riley Rocket. Follow the show at Wrestling with E on Twitter for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. And on Instagram at Wrestling with E as well. You can follow me at JamesJ993. You can follow Scooter at Scooter Dust. And on Nobody Out Crazy Ophelia YouTube channel, the Remix, the only live alternative commentary for WWE PLEs, including myself and Ryan Bus, and on the Smoking Dragons Twitch stream. Alright, Troy, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Alrighty.
4, Always special guest Titan Troy, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust. I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.